A Rudy Poo Candy ass.
I told you I was going to talk about this clown, and now I am. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the former press secretary to Donald Trump during his regime, and now the current governor of the state of Arkansas, taking the same seat that her father, Mike Huckabee, failed presidential candidate and shill for Fox News, like father, like daughter, basically. Now, I'm not going to take too much time talking about the lies that she's told about Donald Trump trying to defend him during his regime. It would take way too long, and I don't have much time on this video, but there's a lot, especially the lie about how Donald Trump showed respect to a newly grieving army widow, which he never did. Well, he made a phone call after he was forced into it. Anyway, I want to talk about this because, as I said yesterday in my last video about Martin Luther King and how the GOP likes to use him and his words to justify what they do and then turn into the same monsters that they always are, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, as governor, has signed numerous executive orders. One, eliminating COVID restrictions, obviously, because we're going on the back end of COVID, although it's still there, and people are still getting sick, and people are still dying, and people are refusing to take the vaccine. Anyway, what caught my eye was an executive order about education in this country. Now, they are at the bottom half of this country, and by consensus, of what education is in Arkansas. But of course, that old excuse of CRT, critical race theory, was brought up in an interview on Fox News. And of course, Sarah had to just throw out every reason that she's a hateful person out in the window. Take a listen to what she is.
Folks do not. Let's talk about your critics' reaction to some of these orders. One of them is called Executive Order to Prohibit Indoctrination and Critical Race Theory in Schools. The House Minority Leader there in Arkansas, a Democrat, says this: "We can't support our teachers if we alienate and insult them with headline-grabbing executive orders." She says CRT is not being taught in Arkansas schools. Axios seems to back her up. They said, reality check, there's no indication that the college-level course is taught in any Arkansas public school. So if that's true, why the executive order?
It's incredibly important that we do things to protect the students in our state. We have to make sure that we are not indoctrinating our kids and that these policies and these ideas never see the light of day. We should never teach our kids to hate America or that America is a racist and evil country. In fact, it should be the exact opposite. We know for a fact that the Federal Department of Education issued CRT guidance and policies to every school district in the country. Our job is to protect the students, and we're going to take steps every single day to make sure we do exactly that. And that's the reason I signed the executive order. I'm proud of the fact that we're taking those steps, and we're going to continue to do it every single day that I'm in office.
We should never teach our kids to hate America or America is a racist country and evil country. In fact, it should be the opposite. I was never taught that I was never taught to hate my country. I was never taught that America is racist or evil. It has had racist and evil times, racist and evil moments. Slavery being on top of that list. The Native American massacres on top of that list. We have had evil moments in this country. Yes, we have. The internment of the Japanese during the Second World War. You don't consider that evil? You don't consider that racist, Sarah? But the fact is, you want to try to whitewash all of it. You want people to say that America is the greatest country in the world. And yes, it can be. It can be. But when people like you say that we shouldn't be teaching what happened in this country, that is recorded history. I'm sorry, Sarah. African Americans were enslaved in this country. Sorry, but your rosy idea of this nation being the greatest and the most sinless nation on the planet, it's not going to happen. Slavery, the Native American massacres, everything that's happened up to this point, the Jim Crow laws that prohibited African Americans from drinking from the same damn fountain as white people. If they did that, they were hanged. Do I need to remind you of Emmett Till? What happened to him? I'm sorry for destroying your fantasy life, Sarah. Now, teaching 3-year-olds out there, they may not understand that. But yes, it needs to be taught because that is American history. I'm sorry you don't understand that, Sarah. No, in fact, I'm not sorry you don't understand that. Because you want to flaunt and pretend that you're intelligent, but you're not. And the idea of we shouldn't be teaching this, it should be the exact opposite. What exactly are you going to teach these kids? Your kids in Arizona, in Arkansas, that America is the greatest nation in the world, that we've done nothing wrong, that there was no slavery, there was no Native American massacre, there was no Jim Crow. There's a term for that. It's called whitewashing. Hey, Huckabee. That's called whitewashing. And it's unfortunate that you really want to do that. But it's not a surprise. Not at all. In the next clip, she's asked, should teachers be taught, will teachers be allowed, or at least do you agree that they should have ask the hard questions about this country? This is her half-assed answer to that.
Can teachers, though, still have the uncomfortable conversations about the sins of our past, about the things this country has gotten wrong?
Our teachers absolutely need to teach our history, but they shouldn't teach our kids and our students ideas to hate this country and to give a false premise about who we are and what we're about. And that is something that we have to make sure we protect our students from. We also need to make sure our teachers are actually focused on teaching our students reading, writing, science, math. These are the areas that we have to improve here in Arkansas. That's why one of the biggest and first things that I have laid out over the course of the 2 years during the campaign is a huge education reform package, making sure that we're focused on things like literacy, parental empowerment, accountability, career readiness, and making sure that we're protecting our students. We are going to do the largest, most aggressive, conservative education reform package here in the next legislative session in Arkansas.
Wow. You're not going to let that, you really are going to push that BS out there, aren't you? That anyone who asks the questions about slavery or the Native American massacre or Jim Crow or half a dozen things. Let's go even deeper. Do you believe that Bloody Sunday didn't happen in Alabama, Sarah Huckabee? Do you believe that that Bloody Sunday didn't happen? See, what really is bothering me about people like you is that this is exactly how the Nazis did things. See, the fact is, the history of this country is too important for people like you to whitewash. Should we be told that this country is a great country? Yes. However, we need to make sure we teach all of history, all of American history, and leave it up to the student to make that choice. If he loves America, with everything that's happened, fine. But the very moment you start legislating what a person or a teacher can't teach in their in their classroom, you become just as bad as the people you're fighting against. See, I remember this Facebooker telling me that school was a lot better when prayer was in school and the government kept its nose out of it. Now it seems to me that you want the government to get back into it and say America is a great country. That all those problems, that thing called slavery didn't happen, or it wasn't that bad. Not going to happen, Huckabee. See, you may be the governor of Arkansas, but at least you don't. But take my advice, Huckabee. Don't be like your dad. Don't be like a clown who's trying to find some way of protecting his career, only to get a pat on the head from Donald Trump, which is the only reason why you got elected in the first place. You're Trump's girl. The fact is, Huckabee, you are, without a shadow of a doubt,
A Rudy Poo Candy Ass.
CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.